This is problem number 4 on the sample test problems for test number 1. Use your graphing calculator to find all solutions of each of the following equations. Round your answer to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so let's pull up the graphing calculator. And the idea here is to type in the equation into the y equals menu. So we go into y equals here. We're going to type in the left-hand side of the equation first. So it's x to the 1/3, x to the 1 divided by 3. And I'm hoping a bunch of you caught the mistake. You need to put that power into parentheses. So let's go back. X to the parentheses, 1 divided by 3, close parentheses, plus, and then we're doing this term, x to the 2/3. And then the equals 1 goes into the next equation. So I push the down arrow and we go down here and we just type y equals 1. And then I'm going to graph this on the standard window, which is zoom, and then number 6 is standard. So if I just hit 6, it will graph -10 to 10 on the x's and -10 to 10 on the y's. Now what we're hoping for is to see some points of intersection. So that funny looking thing is the whole left-hand side, and then y equals 1 is that horizontal line. And hopefully you see 2 intersection points, one right around here and one right around here. You can zoom in if you want, but I think we've got everything we need on this window. We go trying to get into calc, second, and then trace. We're looking for number 5, which is intersect. It says first curve, you just hit enter. It says second curve, you just hit enter. It says guess, you just hit enter. And it's going to zip over to the nearest point of intersection it can find, which was this one right over here. So x is about 0.236. It says round your answers to the nearest hundredth, so I guess that's a 0.24. So that'll be the first thing that we write down. Okay, so we found our first point of intersection. I've taken a couple of screenshots here. So that was the y equals menu, 2 different equations. Here was the window, and then here was the first point of intersection. It's hard to see, but the arrow is somewhere right around, the cursor is right around there at the point of intersection. X is around 0.24. Notice that y equals 1 doesn't appear anywhere in my answer. There's no y's in this problem. Y is something that we invented. The solutions to this equation all look like x equals some number, so we could care less about the y. And then to find the other point of intersection, which was around here, we have to do the same process again. Second and then calc, and then number 5 is intersect. First curve, you hit enter. Second curve, you hit enter. For the guess now, if you don't change the guess, it's going to find you the same point of intersection. So we need to move the cursor over here to the left. So you could keep hitting the left arrow, or if you get annoyed at hitting the left arrow, you can actually type in a value of x that's somewhere close to the answer. Looks like the answer is right around -4, -5 maybe. So I'll just type in -5. And that way you don't have to hit the left arrow a bunch of times. And it looks like the answer here is about -0.2 and then rounded to the nearest hundredth, 0.24. Okay, so those are our 2 answers. Again, only give the x values, no y values. Part B, absolute value of 4 minus x squared equals the square root of x plus 1. Same idea. This one might be a little bit tougher to type in, but let's give it a shot. So inside of y equals, we're going to hit the clear button to get rid of that equation, and then we can scroll down and hit the clear button to get rid of that, and we'll go back up. First thing, we need to find the absolute value. It's inside of math. You got to scroll to the right to get to this list of things under the number menu, so hit the right arrow once, and then right there, ABS is the absolute value. So hit enter, and then we type in 4 minus x squared, 4 minus x, and then there's a squared button right here. Close the parentheses. Either hit the down arrow or the enter button to go down to the next equation. And then we want the square root of x plus 1. Square root is right here in yellow. Second square root x plus 1. And I'll go ahead and do the standard window again. So we'll do zoom and then number 6. That's the -10 to 10 and then -10 to 10. And again, we see looks like 2 points of intersection right in there. If you want to change your window to make those things look bigger, that's fine. But I think that we can find them just in this current window. So we'll do second calc. And then number 5, intersect. And then first curve, enter. Second curve, enter. Guess, enter. And it looks like the first answer, which is the left-hand point, you can see the cursor is over there on the left. is about 1.55, and we'll play the same game on the right. So we'll find the second point of intersection now. Again, second calc. And then number 5 is intersect. And then first curve, enter. Second curve, enter. Guess. Again, you can either just hit the right arrow a few times, or if you don't feel like doing that, just pick any x value that's bigger than what you think the answer is. So certainly x equals 5 is bigger. So if I just type 5, it should zip me from here to the closer answer, which it found right there is about 2.42. So we've got our screenshots and we've got our two answers. X is about 1.55 and X is about 2.42. And don't include the Y values.